Hello everyone, back for a sixth time. It's TechSteve21 here with my Samsung Genio slide / Corby Pro / Brooklyn. Apparently that's what it's called in Australia. I will cover backing up the phone. There's a tool on here so you can back up messages and obviously your files, and there's also software that came with the phone which I'm going to talk a little bit about. How to factory reset the phone. Unfortunately I've had to factory reset my phone due to a friend at college who pressed something that they shouldn't have, basically messed up the phone, and it couldn't be fixed unless it factory reset, so I had to do that. And finally I'm going to cover how to connect to the internet properly so that you're not charged $666 connecting to those evil satellites, as one YouTuber said. I would convert that into pound sterling, but to be honest I don't know what it is in pounds, so we'll just call it $666. It's pouring with rain outside and the screen's turned off yet again. I should really increase the time that stays on for. For the sixth time, let's begin. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is backup. Now, in the box that my phone came in, which actually is too big for the camera, that was a good start, but basically in this box there are many things in here. Let's have a look. We've got the user manual, we've got the other cases which I haven't actually talked about. So there you go, you get two other cases which I'm sure you all know by now anyway. USB cable, and of course you get your headphone things which I showed in part 1. I'm trying to find a CD that came with, okay. By the way, you can find the user manual on Samsung's website. Worth a read if you're thinking of getting the phone, but there we go. When you get the phone, it usually should come with two mini CDs, and on them they say Keys, Kes, K-I-E-S, however you want to pronounce it. This is called Samsung Keys, and it's a software program that you can put on your computer. I believe you can download this as well, but it's on CD form here. And basically it's a utility tool that syncs your phone with your computer, so you can sync things like your calendar, your phone book, the messages, other things. To be honest, I haven't used it myself, but using this apparently you can back up things to your computer like the phone book and messages, etc. So if you don't want to use Samsung Keys, there is something you can do. If you want to back up your messages, go to Menu, Messages, as you do. And then what you need to do is go to your inbox. You go to More, and there, Backup Text Messages. And then you do Phone to Memory Card. You need to have a memory card in the phone for this to work. When you press that, it will copy each of these messages to the memory card as, I think it's like VMD files or however it calls them, and it puts them straight there. So I've put them here in a folder called Message Backup, and there they are, all my old text messages. So they copy them all over, and I don't know if you can read them on the computer, but you can at least back them up to the computer. So if you do need to put these back onto your phone, you go More, scroll down to the bottom, Restore. It will then put them all back into your inbox and your sent box if you back them up as well. The only problem with doing that is when you do conversations, they're all grouped by contact, however they're all in a messed up order. Any new messages that come through will be in time and date order like normal, so it will read like a conversation. However, for some reason when you back up your messages onto the memory card and then back onto the phone again, it messes up the order. So don't trust the conversations if you've put them back. If you want to back up your phone book, unfortunately you have to take down every number and put them all back on. Fortunately for me, I don't have many contacts, so that's good for me. And to back up your files, of course, just go to say Images, I know Panoramics, yay, and you go More, it's not that one, wrong one, sorry, Manage, and Move or Copy, of course, to your memory card. Now, when the worst comes to the very worst, and I mean the very, very worst, sort of, you may need to factory reset the phone. If you have the phone, here's a little challenge now. Go to the settings menu and find a factory reset or a master clear. Yeah, you're probably thinking, what about reset settings? Well no, that only resets those settings. Your profiles, that's your ringtones, display and light, it's basically your wallpapers and colours, and your phone setting. Nothing much. That's all you can reset on the phone. And this is a good thing. It means that someone can't just grab hold of your phone and completely reset it, which is completely and absolutely horrible, and thankfully has never happened to me. So if you do have any friends that maybe go on your phone, like, you know, I need to make a quick phone call, make sure they don't see this next bit, because it's kind of lethal, you could say, to your phone. But basically, if you've seen part 1 of my videos, you know that if you go to the keypad, you type in *#0*#, you access your RCD test. However, if you type in a different code, it will hard reset or factory reset the phone. Okay, the code's going to come up here. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to type it in, because that would be foolish. The number you need to type into the keypad to factory reset your phone is here, *2767*3855#. As soon as you press that final hash, the phone will come up with a little message saying, like, you know, restore or reset in progress, do not turn off or do not something, and basically it will completely clear the phone. It will then restart the phone and it will be brand new-ish. So make sure, factor everything to the memory card that you can, at least taking down everything. I don't know if it does format the memory card, so make sure, take the memory card out before you factory reset it, just in case. Yeah, so if worst does come to the worst, you do have that option, but please, please, please only use it as an absolute last resort. One user asked me how to connect to the internet on this phone, so there's no charge to the phone. Basically, to do this, you have to prevent the phone connecting to 3G. There are several ways you can do this. Number 1, go to settings. Go to network settings. Go to network mode. Basically, simple way of doing it, they're basically 2G. That's 3G. When you put it on automatic, it will go to the nearest network possible. So whichever has got the best connection, best signal, whatever. If you want to prevent 3G, good idea to go for one of these two. And depending where you are, will depend on which one's best, so do some research on that, because I'm not too experienced on which way around that goes. I don't have a 3G contract, and I have Wi-Fi, so I just leave it on automatic. And the most obvious way of doing it is, of course, connecting via Wi-Fi. So how do you do it? Let's say you're going to connect to Wi-Fi for the very first time. You tap to turn the Wi-Fi on. You then search for any access points, or APs. So there's one there, on the first page, there's 5 more. Just heads up, if you don't like this layout, you can do it as a list as well. So there's my home router. You click it, you go connect or add, so I'm going to connect because I want to connect to it. This is the first time I've connected to this router. Basically I've wiped off my previous settings so you can see how it all works. Your name, which you can change to whatever you really want, so home router or whatever. And these are all grayed out, and basically when it comes to these drop down menus, best thing to do if you don't know what they are, like me, leave them as they are. However, there's one very important bit here called the network key. In there is basically the password to your router. And many of you are probably thinking, well, how do I know if there's a password to my router? Basically, look at these little icons. Look at that one, it's completely blank, it means no protection whatsoever. This one has got a padlock on it, meaning it has a network key, or a password. And my one has got both a network key and I think that's supposed to be an S, but basically that means something on the router must be activated to allow devices to connect to it. So basically, if your new router has both of those things, congratulations, you've got a fairly secure router. Just to show you, I'm going to put here, I'm going to type in my network key, which I'm going to do magically in 3, 2, 1, magical. Then you've done that, you press save. If you press connect, it will then try to connect to your router. And there we go, connected. If it says no response from AP, that means the router is basically either too far out of range or something's wrong in the connection. If it says authentication failed, it means you've got the wrong network key. And say I wanted to go to Google search, but I'm not connected to the internet. You probably think, oh no, it's going to charge me, but no, look up here. It's turned my Wi-Fi on and it's connected so that it will load up like that. so you're not being charged. If your router is turned off, which I can't quite do now, but if your router is turned off and it tries to connect, it will tell you service unavailable, retry with, and it will be the next one on the list. So it will say, in my case, Tesco WAP, and then you say yes, it will connect via Tesco WAP, or no means it will just stop the internet completely. When you turn it off, there you go, the Wi-Fi turns itself off as well. It disconnects, but you still need to go here to turn it off. So thank you very much for watching, and in case you're wondering, I'm playing a slow motion paintball video on here. Kaboom! Yay. It just looks quite cool. It's a nice vivid screen when the brightness is up, but it does use the battery. If you have watched all the videos since number 1, including the pictures video, you deserve a medal, seriously. I would come over and give it to you personally, but seeing as travel is all messed up and yeah, I can't afford it, so you have to give yourself a medal, just make one out of tinfoil, whatever you want to do. So thank you very much for watching. Keep the questions and comments coming in, I'll get back to them as soon as I can. And if you do want something explained in a video that I can't explain in a comment, let me know and I'll see what I can do. I can only do videos on the weekends now, however. I'll tell you now, at the moment I'm working on a new interactive quiz as well, which I'm actually going to present with my voice, seeing as some people actually like to listen to it now, and I thank you, you know who you are. Thank you for mentioning the accent, I didn't know I actually had one. Really cheered me up, that does. So yeah, so hopefully this quiz will be a bit better than Distortion, which when I look back is, well, it's alright, it's just a bit monotone is all I can say. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I hope this answered your questions, and I'll see you again soon.